Hey everybody, it's Ron from Back in the Fairway, and this is episode 4 of Going Pro. Hey everybody, welcome to Back in the Fairway Going Pro episode 4. I'm Ron. This is my golf bag for the 2020 season. I haven't really done one of these since I switched over to the Mizuno irons at the end of last year. And let me say that change did not go well for me. They didn't have the flightability of the ball that I was really looking for, so I ended up going back to something really tried and true with a little bit of a modern twist. But before we get to the cool parts, let's start off with the bag itself. I am currently carrying a Wilson EXO carry bag. Obviously, as a Wilson fan, going with a Wilson product here made a lot of sense. The EXO bag is extremely light. It's a very, very solid bag for carrying and carting. Nice universal twist. You'll be seeing a lot more of it in pictures coming up in the spring. But for now, that's what I've got as far as my primary bag goes. Starting off at the top end, I have switched up to the Wilson Cortex officially now. Great driver, very underrated. I think the problem of it not selling well had a lot to do with the fact that it was priced the same as the TaylorMades, the Callaways, the Cobras, all of them that got the solid press right off the bat. But again, with the known value and the known dollar amounts in those, you could put $500 into a Wilson club and have it resell for a quarter of that, or you could put $500 into a TaylorMade club and have it resell for half of that. So investment-wise, I think they came out a little bit high in the price range. Since then, they have dropped to $250, which is a total steal. One modification that I have made to mine is I pulled out the Fujikura Atmos Black X stiff shaft that came with it and put in my old 757 speeder. This one performed absolutely beautifully in my F5 for quite a few months there. And what I wanted was something a little bit more penetrating, a little bit easier launching, not higher launching, but something that just came off the face a little bit straighter for me. And that's exactly what the 757 does for me. I'm not sure if it's the added weight or just the stability of the shaft, but that is what is in my Wilson Cortex going into next year. Irons. This one's exciting because they are back. These are the Wilson staff model blades. They are brand new in 2019. I have the KBS Tour C-Taper shaft in there. That is a steel shaft. That is not graphite. It just is stepless. So it's got a nice smooth feel to it. And then also the Golf Pride Tour Velvet grip there. You can also see my golf pad tags in the top of the grip right there. These guys play with almost zero offset. You can see it's pretty much just straight with the front line there. Super thin blade, great feel, a little bit of forgiveness where you need it. They play absolutely phenomenal. And if you're one of those that's on the fence about I can't play blades, give the modern blade a hit. As much as they say they are just chunks of metal on a stick, they've really gotten tricky with how they do the weighting and how they do the muscle back designs. CAD CAM and everything like that has really allowed them to just dial in the milling processes. You'll probably notice on these, if you see them in the store, they actually do have the milled face just like the old PMP Wedges did, as well as a lot of little details that some people find too busy. I personally enjoy them because they take me back to my original 89 fluid feels, which once again, these guys do have the fluid feel hosel on them. That allows them to take a little bit of that weight from the head and move it around a little bit more to give you a little bit more feel rather than having that big chunk in the heel of the club. Another change to this year, and I do apologize because I've been practicing quite a bit with these guys, but these are the PMP wedges in a raw finish, also with the KBS Tour C-Taper 130X Flex shaft. Same grip. I wanted to keep it as consistent as possible. These guys, I'm carrying a 52, a 56, and a 60. I'm not thrilled with the 60 degree at the moment. It's not performing the way it should for me, so that one may actually find its way out of the bag at some point this season, and I may end up moving to a driving iron, which kind of takes me back to the staff model blades very quickly in the fact that, yes, this is a 2-iron in that series. This club has become my go-to off the tee on pretty much any par 4, less than about 380 yards, and also many of the par 5s that are a little bit tighter. Any of those tight holes that you just need to have that extra little bit, I expanded to a 2-through pitching wedge in that series specifically for that need. Finally, the last guy going into the bag for next year. It took a lot of testing and a lot of playing this year, but I found myself a beautiful Wilson Staff Infinity Lakeshore putter. It just has that perfect eye alignment for me, has a great feel to it, and at sub $100, it was one of the best putter values on the planet. I didn't pull out one of the balls that I have in the bag at the moment, but if you hang with me here, I will grab one. And of course, it's one I used last round, but that is the yellow Titleist AVX. I did a lot of ball testing in the last year and a half, and while everybody's saying Pro V1, Pro V1X, or the TP5X, or the Bridgestone XS or X, none of those had the flight characteristics that I really was looking for in a ball. A lot of them were going too high, which made for poor distance, poor flight controls, all sorts of little things in there. The AVX, while it is classified as a softer ball, and we all know that softer is slower now, thanks to everybody in the internet there, the AVX didn't cost me much in distance, and the penetrating flight actually increased it immensely on most clubs. I'm still struggling a little bit with driver distance with it, but I think that's more of just getting that driver dialed in perfectly for me. I thought it was there, but that's when I was playing with the Wilson Duo Professional during the summer. A little bit of a ball tweak, a little bit of a head tweak, and I should be right back there. Overall, though, the AVX gives me a nice low penetrating flight, has plenty of spin for most greens, plays great off the putter face. It's just overall a very, very solid ball. And if you're looking for something that is going to be a little bit lower flying, a little bit more running during the summer, the AVX is a great choice. I chose the yellow version of this one for a couple of reasons, and they're kind of silly, but first and foremost, I play a lot in the evenings now as this journey has gone on. The yellow balls are a little bit easier to spot in the fairway during the evening hours. Number 2, nobody else on the planet plays a yellow AVX that I have seen, so it's a very, very uncommon ball. So when you get 5, 6 guys hitting balls out there, all of a sudden you're the only one with a yellow AVX. It means I don't have to mark up this ball and with a whole bunch of Sharpie marks or anything like that to keep it as identifiable. If Titleist is listening, I would love to see this ball get expanded into your custom number program, okay? So you guys, I would love a bunch of dozens of these with the yellow 93 on them if you can. But anyway, that is what I've got in my bag for this year. Again, it's the Wilson Cortex driver with the X-Flex Fujikura Speeder 757 Tour spec. All of the clubs will have the same Golf Pride Tour Velvet grip on them. 2-through pitching wedge. They are 2-degree upright, 1/4 inch over length in the Wilson staff model blades. The PMP wedges, I've got the standard 52 and 60, and then the tour grind in the 56. Unless I flip-flop that. I may have flip-flopped that. Hang on. I think the 56 is the standard grind, and the other two are the tour grind. So rewind that, play that back, reverse it. 52, 60 are tour. 56 is standard. And then, of course, the Lakeshore putter, which has been phenomenal for me late in the season here. That is what I will have going into 2020 in my bag. That will be more than likely the setup that I go into my PAT in April with. And we will see how it performs. Like I said, the one kind of twinge to this at the moment could be the fact that I may be dropping that 60-degree wedge in favor of doing something a little different in the driving iron or fairway wood / hybrid area there. Just not sure if that's where I'm going with it yet or not, but stay tuned for that one. There will be more this spring. PGA Tour show is coming up, or I should say PGA merchandising show is coming up in January. Should be a whole bunch of great stuff coming from Wilson, so let's see if there are any bag swaps that happen in the meantime. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button down below. And if there's any content you would like to see in this Going Pro series, this is the time of year where I probably will have some time to do it. So let me know what you'd like to see. I have another video coming up here shortly, just kind of highlighting where I'm at in the program and what's next. After that, I would love to get to the stuff you guys are wondering about. So shoot me a text, email, leave a comment down below even, and I will get back to you as quick as I can, okay? Thanks so much for watching.